So we're doing another 10-year rebuild, this time with a team that just recently knocked out the Yankees, and I'm trying to get this out the day that they start the playoff series with the Astros. Fingers crossed we get it done, but I hope you do enjoy it. We're doing a 10-year Rays rebuild. Woo, it's gonna be a good one. Thumbs up if you do enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content, and of course, get in the comment section, let me know what team to do next. If you guys see someone post like the Yankees and you want them to do it, just click their little thumbs up on that comment. Whatever team has the most thumbs up on their comment will, or whichever comment has the most thumbs up, that'll be the team that I do for next video. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. Let's get into it. So a lot of you guys have been asking what roster I use. I've just been using one that I've used for a couple months that I've just been kind of tinkering with like squad updates and everything like that. I'm always looking for a new roster that's up to date with all the playoff moves and things like that. So of course, if you guys do make any, let me know in the comment section down below. Obviously, this isn't going to be the first season. We'll start it off in the off season, but this is kind of what I'm thinking for the team. I'm going to let Brendan McKay sit in the minors for this year, and then you guys can kind of see what else we have going on here. I'm going to try to keep it somewhat realistic, where we try to stay within a budget, because I know the Rays are similar to what like the Moneyball Athletics were back in the day. So I do kind of want to somewhat emulate that, kind of replicate that. I don't want to go out and spend, you know, like big dollars on free agents and trades like that, because the Rays really don't do that. So I want to keep it somewhat realistic. I may go out and sign like 1 or 2 players throughout this entire rebuild to a bigger contract, but I'll try to keep it pretty realistic. I upped Thompson's rating a little bit. Fairbanks is actually a 66 overall. It's just he's upset that he's in the minors. And then you guys can kind of see the rest of the team and what we're working with. G-Man at first. You got Brandon Lau, a couple other guys here as well. So we definitely have some pretty decent players, and I'm kind of interested to see how it all plays out. Randy Arozarena was another player. I kind of bumped up his overall and potential a little bit. Definitely get him in the lineup as much as possible. But yeah, this is the team. When you look at where we are budget wise, pretty healthy. I'm gonna try to keep it in this area. Not a lot of big contracts. You guys can kind of see this here, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the team going forward. Here's our lineup. I mean, it's a good lineup. It definitely should get us to the postseason, but again, I'm not really counting this first year. I'm more worried about the 10 seasons after this. So I'm gonna simulate to the draft. I'm gonna get that done, and I'll see you guys then. All right, so our draft actually went pretty well. I'm happy with it. Look at this right fielder, Ford Ford Asolin. I mean, that is good contact. Terrible fielder in right field, but good speed and hitting stats. Kenny Graman, we'll go Kenny Graman. He looks pretty good besides his hits per 9. Emilio Lucero's decent. Jeff Coates has got decent potential. Roberto Diaz has got decent potential, he just can't hit. And then Javier Sanchez and Greg Cortez. Pretty happy with the draft overall. We got some pretty good players. All right, so just a little recap of the season, because we didn't make the postseason. I don't care about awards or anything, but I just want to show you the stats, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of why I either didn't bring them back or why I'm going to trade a certain player. So you guys can kind of see some players actually had really good seasons. Some players were absolutely terrible. So I definitely have some players in mind that I don't want to keep and who I want to get rid of. Tyler Glasnow doing that poorly really upsets me. I was really hoping he would have taken off like he did in real life. Our bullpen was a little bit of an issue as well. So we got to figure out what we're going to do here. So we're going to be in the offseason. We're going to be seeing what we're going to do. The Reds defeat the Yankees. Okay. I didn't expect that at all. 2 players that I really wasn't going to use retired. So looking at this, a catcher is always someone that I've been looking at trying to get with the Rays. It's just one of those positions that I've always wanted to change. So yeah, just catcher's always an area I look to improve with the Rays. So I think I'm gonna let Zunino go. Not a terrible season, but definitely think I should just go in a different direction. Charlie Morton is aging pretty quickly. I'm gonna let him walk as well. So let's keep moving forward and see what we can do with the squad. 40 man. Maybe McLennan. But outside of that, I'm be okay with Dylan Cousins being taken by another team. Maybe even just pick him up and then trade him to a different team instead. I'm going to offer everybody arbitration here. I feel like with Arozarena, Manny Margot's kind of an extra piece that we don't really need, and we'll go from there. And then contracts. Let's see what we got here. I might as well just give it to everybody. And like I said, I'm not gonna go too heavy in free agency. We do have some pretty, like, Brendan McKay could come up and be a starter for us, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. Because you look at pitching, I don't really want to get Trevor Bauer. And when you look at the other options that are available, I mean, I could go kind of cheap, like an Anthony DeSclafani for a season, and go from there. But I feel like we're pretty good with pitching. I feel like that's kind of an area where the Rays excel. How did Liam Hendricks do? Not great. Was he a closer, though, or was he a setup guy? He was a closer. Okay. I did want to improve on catcher, so we could make a trade to find a catcher. JT Realmuto, I don't want to spend the kind of money to pick him up. And looking at the other options available, there's just not that many. So I don't feel like we're gonna spend big in free agency. I feel like I'm just gonna let it go. And I'll see you guys next season. All right, so we're about to start the first season, and I was looking for someone to kind of add a little bit more pop to the lineup, and maybe just to add an extra bat, because like I was looking at our team, and we have good hitters, but we don't have a lot of pop. And I was like, ooh, I kind of found a decent trade. We're gonna go for Dom Smith of the Mets, but we're gonna make him our first baseman, because like our first baseman's okay. G-Man Choi, don't get me wrong, I like the guy, I love the guy, he's a great hitter, but adding Dom Smith is a little bit of pop versus righties. Oof, that's definitely what we need. I'm gonna see if I can sneak something else out of this. Maybe like a B prospect or something, maybe like a B pitcher, since I mean that might help us out down the line. Someone like maybe a Junior Santos, and then throw in like this really low rated guy, Greg Cortez. No, it doesn't get the deal done. Okay, what about Jeff Coates? There you go. There's our deal. Like that one a lot. So we got a new first baseman. Sorry, G-Man. I'm sorry. I know you've been a great teammate for everybody, but I feel like that's a good move for us. And this is kind of what we're working with. Renfro's on the bench with G-Man. You've got Arizarena leading off with Lau, Meadows, Tsutsugo, Diaz, Adames. McCann was the player that I signed to replace Zunino. Had a really good year last year. Pretty friendly contract too, so that's our catcher. So then we got Dom Smith added. I might even move him up to the cleanup spot, which is kind of crazy, but like we just really don't have a lot of pop versus righties. So that's why I'm trying to like mix everything up and see how we could order this lineup. This one's tough, because like I don't really want 3 lefties in a row, but like Yandy Diaz is definitely not our best hitter. Maybe Willie Adames there, go like that. Maybe that's the lineup that we end up going with. And then pitching staff, not much has changed. Actually, nothing has changed. We're gonna rock with the same staff, except for I let Chaz Rowe walk in free agency. We had Peter Fairbanks. I'm gonna give him a shot, see how he does, and then you guys can kind of see we have quite a few pitchers down here that definitely have some potential about them, and we're gonna see how they do. So there we go. There's the MLB squad. We're pretty comfortable budget wise, and I feel pretty good about it. We did pick up a decent looking prospect. Let me see if I can find him. It was a pitcher. It was a starting pitcher, Daryl Watt. He was in free agency. Decided to pick him up. Outside of that, really nothing crazy. This guy was here as well, and I kept it pretty quiet for the first season because one, we're not really freaking out about contracts just yet, and I'm still trying to figure out who I want to keep with this team and who I want to get rid of. So yeah, that's the team. See you guys at draft day. All right, draft is over and didn't go great. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, this guy looks pretty good. Roberto Manuel got some good stats about him, and then everybody else, you know, Dave Wheeler could be decent with the hitting, and a couple like platoon guys. But this one I thought he was gonna be a little bit better. I mean, he doesn't look terrible, but I thought he was gonna be a little bit better. All right, so something's not going right. We're 88-75. We didn't make the postseason, and I'm a little confused. Like we had a little tiebreaker here against the Indians, but something's not going right. You know, 16 games out here, average is very low, and the ERA is kind of high. But I think players are like really underperforming. We're ranked 4th in baseball. Like, we have a really good team. It's just looking like some players are really underperforming, which is not good, because this should be a team that makes the postseason 100%. And like, this is a really bad way to start off this rebuild. You know, I was expecting a lot better. No awards at all, which is a big bummer. But yeah, this is not what you want. You know, I was definitely expecting us to get into the postseason, start winning, you know, World Series and everything like this. I thought this was going to be a pretty easy rebuild. Ooh, I might have covered up some of the league leaders. So let me just go through those really quickly so you guys can kind of see everything. Sorry about that, but yeah, man, somewhat this team is definitely underperforming. Like, that's just what has to be going on, because like, we have a good team and, you know, we have really good pitching. So like, I don't understand where everything is going wrong. So Trevor Richards is probably one of those players that things aren't just going right. Definitely gonna need a new long reliever. DL Castillo is pretty good, you know, 3 ERA. The whip is pretty good as well. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Jose Alvarado is not doing fantastic. Peter Fairbanks is actually doing pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with him in the bullpen. Same with Colin Poche. We've got Oliver Drake, who's falling off in rating, even though he had a really good season. And Nick Anderson was outstanding. So then where was our hiccups in the pitching? There's one of them, Tyler Glasnow. Why? He's got good stats. You know, I think he would have a better numbers. Yarborough was good. Chirinos was good. Okay, Brendan McKay struggled as well. Makes sense. His attributes are kind of low. But let's take a look at our team, because we definitely had some low. Ooh. Okay. So I don't think I'm gonna bring back Renfroe. There's no point in paying him. And let's take a look at our team. Arizona's up to an 83. He's got 21 home runs. The OPS is still kind of low though. He is striking out quite a bit. But I'll probably just move him lower in the lineup and try to get like a good leadoff hitter. Brandon Lau was decent, pretty similar to what he did last year. Willie Adames, pretty like almost identical to what he did last year, and his potential went down. How come? Dom Smith, great season, love it. Austin Meadows had a really good year as well. That picture looks, does that look like Austin Meadows in the photo? Looks strange. Yandy Diaz cooled off a little bit. We got James McCann, who had a really good season. Love to see that our catching pickup did well. Yoshi Satsugo's starting to cool off. He usually only has like one good year and then falls off. I don't really understand that. Kevin Kiermaier's just struggling, and in the last year of his contract, so I'll probably just let him see it out. Ford Solon is actually looking pretty good. He might be a player I look to call up very, very soon. So, I mean, it just seems like big underperformances by a lot of players. The Cubs defeat the White Sox. That would be a good World Series, just to have like two teams from the same city fight off, like even like the Mets and the Yankees, like that would, oof. Or like a Los Angeles World Series. Yeah, that would be a nice one to see. So we don't have any exclusive negotiations. I'm just gonna continue to move forward into the off season. Apparently I do actually. Who? Tim Anderson, I'll take it. It was $2 million, super cheap. I forgot I did that with this contract. So for the 40-man, I'm gonna make sure I add Brujan as well as Honeywell. We get into arbitration. I'm gonna offer it not to Renfroe. I'm gonna let Renfroe walk. There's no point in bringing him back. I'm gonna let Drake walk as well. And then contracts, I'm gonna offer it to everybody. Ooh, this guy jumped up a lot. He jumped up like 3 ratings this year. Okay, I'll keep my eye on him for sure. And then free agency. What are we gonna do here? Cause like Brendan McKay is just not good enough. So maybe he moves to Trevor Richards' spot. So maybe I don't offer Trevor Richards a contract. Maybe I let him walk in arbitration, move Brendan McKay here, and then pick up a starter. And then we're gonna replace Drake with somebody in free agency, most likely, unless we have someone that we can call up from our squad. Jalen Beeks, potentially. Ryan Thompson. Ooh, Ryan Thompson could potentially get a shot at that spot too, because the Rays just know how to turn pitchers into like well-oiled machines. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. So again, trying to avoid spending like stupid money on free agents, just because that's not what the Rays do. All right, so after looking at the team, I felt like we could use some bullpen help. I felt like that was the area we needed to improve the most, and this is what we're gonna rock with: Joey Wendell and Jose Alvarado. Just not doing well. I'm gonna pick up Lucas Sims of the Reds, as well as Christian Roa, who's a a pitching prospect. He's 23, 69 overall. Most likely going to be a long reliever with 63 stamina, and I'm probably going to move him to a reliever. But that's one trade. I have a trade in mind for another player, but before I try to make it happen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you who we have acquired this offseason. So Miguel Andujar is available. I gave him a 2-year deal. The second year is an option, so if he doesn't do well this year, he's out. We're going to get rid of him. We got this 70 overall starting pitcher prospect. I thought he looked pretty solid. I'm going to give him a shot. This guy was actually a starter, and now he's a long reliever because he only had 61 stamina. That's why he's down to 57 overall after I moved him to a reliever. We picked up Lynn on a 1-year deal. Super friendly contract. It's $11 million. I feel like that's pretty good for a veteran pitcher. Jurickson Profar, I gave a 2-year deal to $6 million for the next 2 years. I felt like he could be a pretty good kind of platoon guy for us if we need to. So with that being said, this is what our team is currently looking like. You know, like I said, I really wanted to find a leadoff hitter. Just haven't been able to. And we could use like an actual right fielder. G-Man could probably get called up as well. Yeah, definitely could get called up. Wander Franco will probably be called up next year. Does Ford get the call? I mean, that power versus lefties is really nice. Maybe he's our right fielder and we don't go after a right fielder. Because I was gonna go Jesse Winker, but we don't really need him. And Dylan Cousins is extra. I feel like Dylan Cousins is a player that we should probably just try to get rid of. And maybe get rid of like Jalen Beeks and try to get like another really good bullpen arm. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to get rid of Dylan Cousins and Jalen Beeks to get a really good bullpen arm. So the next trade I'm going to do is, I was looking at Edmundo Urbina, and I think he was a player that I really kept my eye on after this past draft. Definitely going to be a long reliever or even like a really good bullpen arm. I'm going to pick him up, add Andres Munoz to this. I know the trade value isn't equal, but we're making that trade. So with that being said, I want to make sure that Edmundo Urbina wasn't added to the MLB roster. He wasn't. Perfect. And then the other person I got was Andres Munoz, who has been pretty solid the last 2 seasons. I tried to get Jesse Winker, actually. Like, I actually did try to get him. He is just too hard to trade. I have to trade, like, Austin Meadows or another one of our top players to, like, get Jesse Winker, so I'm not even going to try. He's hit, like, 50 home runs the last 2 seasons. So for me to try to go out and get him would be stupid. Just absolutely dumb. So with that being said, this is going to be our lineup right here. Yep. Maybe move Adames into the 2 spot. But yep, this is going to be the lineup. I'm going to call up G-Man. And then this guy's coming up next year 100%. I don't know where I'm going to get him into the lineup because like this team looks good. Maybe Andujar to 3rd and then Asolin is our DH. But yeah, this is our squad. So I'm going to call up G-Man real fast. Get him into the team. He deserves to be with the squad. And then we might actually be able to call up somebody else. Let's see. Michael Brousseau. We'll call him up. He deserves to be on the team. And yeah, that's the squad. Look at that. I mean, this team's coming together nice. Like, this should be a playoff team. You look at this roster. This is a playoff team. The bullpen's good. The rotation is looking nice. I don't know if maybe Castillo here. Oh, man. Maybe Poche. Maybe Poche here. We rock like this for the bullpen. You know, this is starting to come together. I have plenty of pitchers. Don't you worry. I can move plenty of players around for sure. So, yeah, we have plenty of pitchers. Don't stress about it. So, yeah, I mean, I really like this team. Let me take a look, see where we're ranked. We are number 5. So we did take a step back, but I felt like we actually did improve the team. See you guys at draft day. All right, let's take a look at this draft, see how it went. Huh? Oh boy. 90 potential. Elliott White. Look at those contact stats. That speed, decent arm strength. We had Andrew Webb. 90 potential. He's 74 overall already. This might be our Kevin Kiermaier replacement. Holy cow. David Todd, 81. Johnny Fader, 89. And then 84 for Greg Oaks. He's only 55 overall, so he's definitely going to take some time to develop. But, whew, what a draft. All right, we're back on track. And I knew with this team, we had it. 162, we won the division. There we go, taking on the winner of the wild card. This was the team. This is the performance I was looking for. So We're ranked 5th still. We don't really have speed or defense, but that ERA has dropped down, what, 60 points? Our average went up like 20 points. That's awesome to see. We won the division by 6 games. And as you can see, the rest of the league, I definitely think we're one of the better teams. Obviously, the Cubs and the Dodgers are looking pretty good, but I'm liking what we have. Let's take a look. We got Yarbrough. Yes, there we go. Yarborough's doing well. Oh, wait, no. I want Glasnow to do well. But having Yarbrough do well is even better, too. Lynn had a good season, and Nick Anderson did as well. Kyle Lewis is on my list to pick up. I'm trying to get him. Holy cow, he had a season. But I just don't think we do. We're getting really good draft picks for the outfield. We have some really good outfielders currently. I feel like going out and getting him would be a waste. Yo, Jesse Winker is having an unbelievable 3-season span right now. Wow, he's looking really good. So, looking at the rest of the league. Ooh, Spencer Torkelson. Have yourself a first couple seasons. All right. But looking at the rest of the league, you guys can kind of see who's doing really well. I mean, I don't see a lot of our players up here for like home runs or anything like that. We'll take a look at awards. We got a Gold Glove and a Delivery Man of the Year. You guys can see MVPs. Okay, Tatis is popping off. Wow. Okay, we definitely got to keep that in mind. Lance Lynn was 2nd for Cy Young. Okay, that was a good pickup for us. It was only a 1-year deal, but that was a pretty good pickup. Brandon Marsh with the Orioles. Jeter Downs with the Mariners now. Okay, interesting indeed. So let's take a look. Let's see how this team did as a whole. Brendan McKay getting better. He's definitely getting better. I still think he's like a season or 2 away from being like a really good starter, but maybe he can bump into that 5 spot if we need him to. Lucas Sims wasn't fantastic. It looks like he had a lot of holds, even though he wasn't our setup guy, but you know what? It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't bad. Peter Fairbanks got roughed up a bit. Only 26 innings though. What? Why only 26 innings? Andres Munoz, pretty good. Like to see that. Dio Castillo was outstanding. Colin Poche was good. And Nick Anderson, lights out. Definitely need to make sure we keep him next year. Blake Snell. He's got 1 more year on his deal. I'm probably going to let him walk after it. He's just so hit or miss. He's been good for us so far. I'm going to see how he does in his contract year before I decide if I want to bring him back. But I'm kind of leaning towards letting him walk and paying somebody else. Lance Lynn was in the Cy Young contention for a reason. Yarbrough should have been as well. He just doesn't strike out a lot of people. Tyler Glasnow starting to hit stride. He becomes a free agent, so I got to make sure I pay him a good amount, but not like an exorbitant amount. And then, of course, Yoni Chirinos. Oof. That starting 5 is nasty. Love seeing it. Love seeing it. And then let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what we got here on the bench. G-Man had a good 50 at-bats this season. And Jerickson Profar, I'm most likely bringing him back. Okay. Like seeing that for sure. Okay, Arizarena, he's not a leadoff hitter. And, like, it sucks. Also, his hitting stats really aren't growing that much. So I wonder if his fielding is what the CPU keeps changing the training to. But, I mean, like, he's not doing bad. I need to bump him in the lineup. It's just we don't have a leadoff guy. And I don't know if I get rid of Kiermaier, that's really the only way we could do it. And we would have to bring in a Solon. Because he lost his power versus lefty. He lost 9 power versus lefty. But this could be, we put him in like DH and that's our leadoff guy. Or maybe someone like Wander Franco comes up too, which I don't know where to put him in the lineup. Willie Adames is starting to cool off, which is not what you like to see. Same with Austin Meadows. Dominic Smith is still continuing to hit the ball very well. That's a really good pickup for us. James McCann, same thing. What else? What else we got here? Yandy Diaz had a good year. Like, he doesn't hit for power, but I think as good as he is, I feel like we have players in his position that can develop and turn into something similar, if not better. So, as good as he is, I feel like it's time to let him go. It sucks. It does. Brandon Lau is not really putting up crazy good numbers either. He's on a team-friendly contract, so I'm not really, like, stressing about it too much. You know, Miguel Andujar, I know I said Miggy, but Miguel Andujar is putting up crazy good numbers. This is a good signing. Good signing indeed. And then Kiermaier, his time in Tampa is done. I'm sorry, but it just is. We've got players, like I've mentioned, we got players that are just as good. So I got to get rid of you. So Blake Snell versus Luis Severino in the postseason. Okay, so we're taking on the Yankees. And we take a loss in the first game and the second. And, ooh, game 5. Got eliminated. That's a tough one right there. That is definitely tough. So it's Twins, Yankees, Dodgers, Cubs. And it's going to be the Twins defeating the Cubs. So Cubs in back-to-back World Series so far. And let's just keep moving forward. We had a rough year. Actually, no, we made the postseason. It's not a bad year at all. And let's just keep building on this team. Colin Poche, I'm going to give him another year. $1.2 million is super cheap. I'm going to exercise that option as well. I'm going to pick up this option as well. Kiermaier, I'm sorry, I can't bring you back. Lance Lynn, outstanding. Can I give you another year for like super cheap? I'll give you 7.5. That is super cheap. Actually, I have faith. And then James McCann has been really good for us. Our backup catcher, 77 overall. Let me go check his hitting stats, because that's really all I care about with my catchers. Maybe next season he takes over, but I feel like James McCann, as long as it's like a cheap option, we can bring him back for another year. Oh yeah, $5.5 million. That's not bad at all. That's really good. Okay, so yeah, that's actually not too bad so far through free agency. We should still have a lot of money to play with. Yeah, $4 million, and we don't really need to change anything. Starting rotations looking nice. Bullpen's looking nice. We have plenty of players like on the fringe of being called up to the bigs as well. I mean, look at these pitchers. I mean, look at them. So many good pitchers that we could trade as well. So we're gonna do that, and then our lineup, don't really need to change anything. Kiermaier's gone. We can call up that outfielder. So we're in season 3, and we're of course gonna start it with the trade. I'm gonna trade Yandy Diaz and Greg Jones for the new Tigers player Tristan Casas. I wanted like a first baseman that could potentially be like just someone in the future, like a first baseman for the future for us. That's a good way to put it. That's the correct way to put it. And Yandy Diaz is kind of getting pushed out with Andujar and a lot of these younger guys like Wander Franco, you know, Brujan starting to come up, and we got to figure out how we're going to try to get all those guys into the lineup. So there we go. That is the move right there. I want to show you some of the moves that I made in the off season because I did some. Tyler Glasnow, I signed him to a 3-year deal. I can't remember if I made that 3rd year a club option. It's a big deal like that last year. This is a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but I felt like we probably should just lock him up and at least have him for those 2 seasons. Willy Adames was another player I locked up for a pretty friendly contract. It averages out to about 13-14 million. So that's where I am. I think it's about actually probably about 15 million around there. So it wasn't that bad. And for a shortstop that we're probably going to have till about 31, 32, that was perfectly fine with me as well. Austin Meadows was another contract that I did. You guys can see 14 million for the next 4 years. And then Ryan Yarbrough, I gave a 3-year deal, so he's going to go till about 33, 34. And that was actually a really friendly contract, so I'm pretty happy with that. Looking at the offseason, not much. I told you not much was going to happen. I really just wanted to lock down the players that we currently had. We're at $2 million for budget. Snell becomes a free agent. Lynn becomes a free agent. Profar, McCann, a couple other players start hitting like their last year of arbitration and things like that. We're actually in a really good spot. Like, I'm actually pretty happy with what we were able to put together. Let's kind of quickly go through this. Unfortunately, I'm in spring training still. Let me get to the actual MLB season, and let's talk about what we're gonna do with this squad. So this is starting 5 and long reliever. We've got all these guys. It seems that Ryan Thompson has been waived or put on waivers, but you guys can kind of see all the starting pitching prospects that we have, which are a bunch, like a lot like a lot. I'm definitely gonna start moving some of these on, trying to get position player prospects or just position players that can fill a gap that we have. Probably could use a little bit more depth in the bullpen. We could also use a reliever. We don't really have a reliever for the future. It just hasn't been something that's popped up in the draft for me, which normally it does, but we just haven't been able to find one. It looks like Michael Perez has been sent down to AAA. We've got Tristan Casas. I need you in AAA. Currently on optional waivers. Why? Some team is definitely gonna pick him up. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, Wander Franco's been called up. I got to get him in the lineup somehow, but you guys can kind of see the team here. Andrew Webb, looking like gonna be the replacement soon in the outfield. Arizarena is going to now move from left to center, and then Fred Asolin has been up. We definitely need just a little bit more depth in the position players, and that's why I need to start trading some of those pitchers that we have. We just have a bunch of them, so this is the team. I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like we've really put together a good team, a really, really strong team, and with these young prospects for pitching coming up soon, I don't see how we can't just continue to be cheap on like a budget and stay within that budget and just do really well. So yeah, this is the team. I definitely want Wander Franco starting. So this trade, I know I'm giving up more than I'm kind of getting back, but I'm gonna take Ryan Carson, who's like a 60 overall reliever. We'll see how he develops. I looked at other relievers I have, not really interested. And then we're gonna get Monty Mudd. Looks like a pretty good pitcher for the future. The hits and the walks are a little low, but he's already got the clutch. He's already got the control. I can train up those per nines. This is going to be our closer for the future. I have faith. There it is. That's the trade I'm making. No point in making other trades. We don't really need to. All right, draft time. Fingers crossed. Okay. All right, 79 potential for Scott Benitez. Raul Herrera, 80 potential. That's not terrible. 76 for Mario Diaz. Dwayne Weiss is 82 potential. Okay. 82 potential for Rivas. I mean, last draft was definitely like gonna be the best. Like I can't compare every other draft to it, but man, this wasn't a bad one either. Another 100-win season, 162, taking on the winner of the wild card. We gotta start doing a little bit better in the postseason though. Back-to-back years, love seeing it. The ERA, ooh, the average though is looking nice. We're the second-ranked team in baseball, and okay, all right. Only one other team, the Padres, had a 100-win season. Ooh, Ford Asolin. We may have found our leadoff guy. Wow, Austin Meadows is up there as well, but I think we found our leadoff guy. That was very promising to see. This was actually a first baseman that I was interested in getting. He actually looks really good, just no power. That's really about it. But okay, we may have found our leadoff guy in Ford Asolin. That guy actually looks pretty good. I think his on-base percentage was like 400 or something. That's wild. Andujar's up there for home runs. I see Dominic Smith is as well. He's always somewhere in the top of the charts, so he's doing pretty well. And I see Lance Lynn was a league leader for wins, or he must have tied because we didn't get that notification. Miguel Andujar, okay, in the race for MVP. You love to see it. Bryce Harper overtook Jesse Winker this season. Noah Syndergaard, Garrett Cole. You got Blake Snell in the mix somehow with a 4 ERA. Doesn't make any sense. Batting title by 2 points went to Trout over our rookie. How did he not win Rookie of the Year? Lewis Coles. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Lewis. All right, so this guy was actually available in free agency, and I didn't pick him up. And the reason I didn't pick him up was because we didn't really need outfielders, and I'm actually kind of upset that we didn't get him. Wow, Rookie of the Year. I mean, he had a good year. 30 home runs, 93 RBIs. We're about to look at Ford stats. I mean, oh, that's a tough decision, man. That is definitely a tough decision. But okay, I see how it is, voters. I see how it is. All right, Brendan McKay. Ooh, what's going on, man? I always want him to do well. As you can see, I signed him to a long-term deal as well. I always want him to do well, and he just doesn't. Andres Munoz struggled a bit as well. He pitched almost 100 innings. Diego Castillo struggled. Not what you want in your contract year. Peter Fairbanks was better, which is good to see. Only pitched 40 innings, so he's getting really limited innings. Lucas Sims is not really doing well, which sucks because I traded for him hoping that he would. Same with Colin Poche. He struggled, and Nick Anderson struggled. This might be the time where we just go full out send on some new bullpen arms, because some of these guys ain't looking too hot. And if that's going to be the situation, we need some bullpen arms stat. Blake Snell's not coming back. Just not worth it. Tyler Glasnow, what the heck, man? I just paid you big bucks, and you're letting me down. Yarbrough was great. Yoni Chirinos was great. And then, I mean, even Lance Lynn, dude. Lance Lynn putting up real good numbers. And let's take a look down here. Look at all these starting pitchers, man. We've got these guys here. Monty Mudd, only a 72, so he definitely won't be coming up next year. But maybe Edgar Garcia. Maybe Edgar Garcia. But you're looking at the rest of the guys, you know, Honeywell could come up and maybe be a long reliever. Maybe we move Brendan McKay to like the 5 in the rotation. This Daryl Watt guy that we signed in the offseason of season 1 to 2 looks really good. There's a lot of good pitchers that we have, so we got to keep our eye out for some of them. All right, Andrew Webb got called up. Why did he get called up? There's no reason he should have been called up just yet. Tristan Casas is up to an 80. Okay. We're gonna be in like some trouble soon with all these prospects hitting like high ratings. Andrew Webb, he's, I guess, is now MLB player, which I don't know how I'm gonna get him into the team. We've got Meadows, we've got a Rosarena, we've got Miguel Andujar with the DH, we got first base locked up. How are we gonna get Webb into the team? Because he needs to be an everyday guy. G-Man Choi, again, limited appearances, but he's doing the job. Profar, same thing, dude. Like, the guy plays, I guess, almost every single game, and I mean, the guy has been really good. I'm not gonna bring him back, but he's been good. Nate Lowe was okay, and then Ronaldo Hernandez was pretty good in his appearances as well. Rookie of the year, who I think should have been rookie of the year, Fred Solin's looking solid. You got Willie Adames back on track. You love to see it. Dom Smith is looking good. He becomes a free agent. I think he becomes a free agent this year. He might have 1 year left of arbitration, but man, I don't know if I can afford to pay him big money when knowing that we have like Casas and a bunch of other players coming up. Austin Meadows is looking really good. Miguel Andujar is looking really good. Wander Franco only played 5 games. Okay, well, that's why Jerks and Profar played so much, but Wander Franco did well in his 5 games, so I guess I can't get upset there. But Wander Franco definitely is starting every game going forward. Arozarena, he's like been okay. He just hasn't been like playoff Arozarena. So I'll keep him around, but I don't know if he's going to be an everyday guy going forward. James McCann has fallen off a little bit, and Brandon Lau. Maybe we trade Brandon Lau, and then that way we can get some of these better players in the lineup, and then we should be fine. Like, we could go Andujar 3rd, Franco 2nd, and then that way the DH is open for one of those better hitters that we have. I think that might be the move, because we have so many good hitters down here. So that might just have to be the move. We just have to trade Brandon Lau this offseason. So here we go, facing the Yankees again. We got to get our revenge, and we do. We sweep them, easy peasy. Love to see it. So here we go. Blake Snell. Right here we got Tyler Glasnow, Ryan Yarbrough. Boom, boom, boom. Let's keep going, facing the White Sox. And all right, we're in the World Series, taking on the Brewers. Oh, okay, the Brewers. All right, so Glasnow. So let's go Snell, Yarbrough, Lynn. That's how we're gonna line up for this series against the Brewers, and we win on a 19-2 victory. Imagine that being the way you win the World Series. 19-2, just making a statement. Oh, Dominic Smith was the playoff MVP and the World Series MVP. Going out on a high was James McCann. So we faced the Brewers. I quickly want to take a look at the Brewers just to kind of see what their lineup was like. Okay, so they got Tim Anderson, Benintendi, Yelich, Teoscar. Oh, wow. They've definitely improved that squad. Holy cow. And looking at their pitching staff, that's a solid pitching staff too. Okay. I can see why they made it to the World Series. That's a strong team. But let's get into the offseason. Let's continue to improve this squad and see what we can do. Exclusive negotiations. I said Snell's going to leave. Lance Lynn, great 2 seasons with us, but again, gonna let him walk. I think it's time for G-Man to walk. I'm sorry, G-Man. You've been a faithful servant to the Rays, but we've got Dominic Smith, Tristan Casas, and Nate Lowe. There's just no space for him anymore. Sadly, I hate to see it go, but that's just how it's gonna be. James McCann is gonna walk as well. And I would love to bring back Jerks and Profar. I really would. But again, I think he's gonna want to be an everyday guy, and realistically, we just don't have the space, you know, because Franco's gonna go to second base, the third base is gonna be Andujar, right field is gonna be probably Webb, and then the DH is gonna be a Solin, and we just don't have the space for Profar, and spending the money probably not the smartest play. We've got plenty of guys, and I can just sign a low-rated or like a high 70s, mid 70s platoon guy, because that's just how it's going to be. So, and it's going to be cheaper than paying 8 mil or so for Profar. So there we go. I'm going to add Goss, Doxicus, and Baz to the 40-man. When we look at arbitration, ooh, yeah, everybody there. I don't know why I thought about that so much. Everybody's getting a contract as well. Alrighty, big trade, big trade. I'm looking at all our pitchers. We got a bunch of them. Glasnow, Yarbrough, Chirinos, McKay, Honeywell, Goss, Spitzko, Watt, Manuel, Johnson, Urbina, McNamee, Gaston, name. Like, we got too many good pitchers, right? And we got a lot of young pitchers that are developing. So what if we trade 2 of them in Johnson and Doxicus and also Brandon Lau for a guy who's going to be in our rotation for the foreseeable future in Sixto Sanchez? Ooh. 2 years of arbitration, then we can sign him to a longer-term deal. He'll be about 27, 28 at that point. Can definitely be the ace of the rotation, take over for Glasnow, Yarbrough, Chirinos, and then we'll have like Sixto, McKay, and then all these young guys will be hopping into that rotation at 24, 25, and our rotation will be stacked. This is a power move right here. I love it. Ooh. Adding Sixto to the rotation is, ooh, it looks sexy. And then obviously this is what our bullpen is. I'm going to make a bullpen trade as well. I'm just not comfortable with the pitchers that we have. And then our lineup, it needs something. It needs something. I don't know what. Dio Castillo and Michael Plasmeyer for Joe Jimenez. This actually, he's usually on my no trade list, but he looks kind of saucy. He looks kind of good. I mean, you know what? We're going to pick him up. We're going to add him to the bullpen. Boom. All right, there we go. That's our bullpen arm added. I think he's going to be our setup guy for sure. Unless he wants to be a closer. Nope, setup guy. Perfect. What was he last year? He was a setup guy. And the last couple seasons, he's been a setup guy. So, okay. You know what? I like this team. This is looking good. So, let's get into the regular season. Make sure we have enough players on the bench. And then we'll get it going. So, yeah, nothing's changed. This is going to be the squad. It looks really good. We don't have a lefty in the bullpen. A little bit of a worry, not gonna lie, but yeah, this is looking like a really good team. I'm liking it. It's a good mix of like letting the youth develop and also bringing in a couple players through trades here and there. I mean, look at that rating for a team, 4th overall. We do have a couple players hitting free agency. One of those being Dom Smith. I'm gonna see how he does in his contract year. We do have Nate Lowe as well as Tristan Casas available, so like he's been really good, but we also have other options available, so we'll see how that goes. Yoni Chirinos as well as Nick Anderson become free agents, and then I signed somebody to a deal this offseason. Oh, Miguel Andujar. I did like a 3 or 4 year deal. The 4th year is a contract option, so you guys can see here. Boom, there it is for you in all its glory. That's the team. I think this, I didn't mean to sim that. Oops. I want to say this is season 4. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, season 4. I'll see you guys at draft. Already draft time. Season 4. One of the last drafts. I probably usually stop around season 6. And, ooh, okay, a couple good picks. Gene Bailey. Okay, what a name. Darren Lambert. Pretty solid as well. And then we've got Willie Sanchez. I tried to focus mostly on bullpen arms because I felt like we had a lot of starters already, even though I finished with 3 starters, but they just weren't that good to begin with. So these are, yeah, the bullpen arms are definitely the highlight of the draft, and I'm pretty happy with them. Another division win. We weren't as good, but we were still pretty solid. 95 and 67, taking out the Twins in the division series. So the Angels are probably the best team in the AL. So let's take a look. We're ranked 3rd. ERA is decent. Average is okay. We won the division by 3 games. But yeah, the Angels are looking pretty solid. We'll do a team check-in next season just to kind of get an idea of where everybody's at, how the lineups are looking, and everything like that. So here we go. Sixto had the best winning percentage in baseball. JP Crawford. What? JP Crawford. Interesting. So I didn't see our man Ford Solon up there, which is a little worrying. I hope he didn't just fall off the face of the earth, because that would suck. That would suck a lot if we just had someone just fall off like that. Don't have a lot of home run like league leaders on the board up there, which is not good. JD Martinez has an MVP year at the age of 36. You love to see it. Lindor, okay. Nola, Chris Sale for the Cy Young. I'm not even seeing our names for anything here. Uh-oh. Not good. Not good at all. Let's take a look. All right. Brent Honeywell struggled. You hate seeing that. You hate seeing that. Andres Munoz, a little bit better. Not much, but a little bit. Peter Fairbanks is actually turning into a really good, like, reliever. Like, wow. I'm glad we used him. Edgar Garcia is looking pretty solid. Lucas Sims is getting better. Joe Jimenez was good. And then Nick Anderson was pretty solid. This is going to be his last year with the team, though. I'm not going to bring him back just as he's aging. Tyler Glasnow. I got to trade him. I can't keep him. There's just no point. He's not doing well. He's not really progressing. So, unfortunate. Sixto Sanchez had a pretty solid season. It looks like he's going to be our new ace. Yarbrough was okay. Looking like a 3 or 4 in the rotation, and I'm okay with that. We're not paying him that much, so we can work with that. Yoni Chirinos wasn't terrible either. Again, he's a 3 or 4 in the rotation, so it's not bad. And then Brendan McKay, okay. All right, maybe he's starting to put it together, but I definitely want to find pitching. I think Daryl Watt's coming up next year, so I'm thinking it's going to be Sixto, Yarbrough, McKay, Watt, and then I think this is a year where, let me see, I'm looking at stats, and maybe Sandy Gaston comes up. I don't know, man. This is tough. We got a lot of bullpen arms too. What's going on here? We got like just a cluster of bullpen arms here. The bullpen was pretty solid though, and like this is like where we have like a bunch of youngsters coming up. We've got this guy too. Don't think he's an 80. He looks decent. Urbina, Manuel looks decent. So as much as I want to bring up one of those youngsters, I think we got to wait just one more season, and I think we just make a trade. Tristan Casas had a fair few home runs, 6 home runs and 27 hits. Oh, that's not bad. Vidal Brujan was okay. Andrew Webb, 72 games, a 310 average with a 923 OPS. I wonder how a Rosarena did, because if a Rosarena did poorly, I'm going to let him walk, and I'm going to go with Webb as our center fielder. For De Solin, I mean, he still had a really good season. I'm happy with that. Willie Adames still putting up really good numbers, 36 home runs, a career high. Austin Meadows back on track. You love to see it. Oh, no, he had a really good year. It was 2 years ago he had a bad year. Love it. Dominic Smith still putting up good numbers, but like I said, we've got Casas, we've got Nate Lowe. I feel like, what? Miguel Andujar, I just gave you a contract, man. What happened? No, don't do that to me. Yeah, Nate Lowe's really good. He's our first baseman, 100%. Rosarena, I wanted you to be so good, man. I did. I wanted you to be the star of this rebuild, but unfortunately, I think we got to go with Andrew Webb, dude. He's the new Kevin Kiermaier. I know he's not as good in the field, but he's the new center fielder for the future, and he's only 20. Like he's the future for this team. Let's see what else we got down here. Xavier Edwards too, man. Eli White. Oh boy. Okay, so we still got some prospects to look forward to, but okay. Let's get into these postseason matchups. Boom, sweep, love it. We're gonna be taking on the Angels, the best team in the league, so we got to make sure we put our best foot forward. Sixto, it is. Then I'm gonna go Yarbrough. Then I'm gonna go Glasnow. Then McKay. I might even go McKay, dude. I don't know. We'll see how these first couple games go. A win. I'm gonna trust Glasnow. We do lose. A win. Chirinos, come on. Sixto, give me the win. There we go. We're going into the World Series against the Dodgers. I'm going to make Sixto the number 2 guy. So it's going to be Yarbrough, McKay, Sixto, and then we'll figure it out from there. So Yarbrough should be the first game against Clayton Kershaw. We take a 2-0 victory. I'll take that. McKay versus Josiah Gray. Another win. Sixto versus Buehler. This would be a matchup I would love to see in real life. We take the victory. Yoni Chirinos, let's get the sweep. Glasnow. Boom. Another World Series. Back-to-back World Series for us. I love seeing it. Let's take a look at the awards. For De Solin was the playoff MVP and the World Series MVP. Austin Meadows. Mookie Betts was the MVP on the Dodgers side. Yes. McKay, outstanding in the postseason. Sixto, outstanding. Chirinos, love it. Maybe we bring out Chirinos for another year. It depends on who else is available. Overall, pretty happy with the way the pitching did in the regular season or in the postseason compared to the regular season. Even Honeywell did very, very well. Munoz struggled a bit. And yeah, dude, that's awesome. Love it. Love it. Let's take a look at the lineup. Ooh. Anybody struggle? Arozarena a little bit. Wander Franco a little bit. But love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. You love to see it. Let's keep moving forward. Nobody retired on our squad. No Hall of Fame inductees. Dominic Smith, like I said, has been fantastic for us. You know, we pick him up, just cranking home runs for a living. But like, it's time to go. Yoni Chirinos. I want to see what else is available because, again, we do have some youngsters that I could call up. Tyler Glasnow has exercised his option. I made it a player option? I don't remember making it a player option. I guess I did. Oops. Okay, so he's going to be on the team. It's his last year of his contract. Do I just let him? I mean, that's still really good. And then we just find someone to fill the fifth spot. It could be worse. Let's see. Who could we call up to be that fifth? Maybe Gaston? We got to call up one of these guys. It's a waste to not have any of these guys pitching here. What about JJ Goss? I think JJ Goss is a guy we got to trade. He's just not there yet. You know what I mean? Ooh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. But let's focus on this. I'm going to add all those big name players right there to the 40-man. Arbitration. I'm gonna let Arozarena leave. Sadly, it is his time to go, and then everybody else is gonna get arbitration contracts. Yep, everybody as well. And then alrighty, bullpen edition. We're making, it's kind of my standard lefty pickup. Matt Strom, last year of his contract, and I just need a lefty in the bullpen. That's really what it comes down to, and he's gonna give that to us. So after that trade, let me show you the teams around the league just so you guys can get an idea of what everyone's looking like, and then I'll show you my team, and then we'll go from there. I mean, there's some pretty good teams out there. I've kind of already looked just to kind of get a little peek of what I'm coming up against. But after that trade, I'm kind of in a tough spot because we have a lot of really good young pitchers. We have like 4 or 5 80s sitting in the minors, and I know you guys hate that. I hate it too. I wish I could call those guys up, but we have a strong starting rotation, and I don't want to trade some of those starting pitchers plus one that we currently like. So say we trade Glasnow. I don't want to trade Glasnow and somebody else and then just block one of those starting spots for one of the youngsters. So like what I'm trying to say is, say Glasnow, who becomes a free agent at the end of this year, say I package him with someone like Brandon McNamee or whatever his name is. I'd package those two guys and pick up like a stud starting pitcher like Walker Buehler. Well, now all these other guys are blocked because we've got Walker Buehler in the spot. We still have McKay developing. We have Watt developing. Yarbrough doesn't become a free agent until next offseason. So it just, making a trade for a big name starter doesn't really make sense. Our bullpen's pretty strong, except for the CPU thought it'd be great to put Edgar Garcia on waivers, which was one of our best relievers last year. And then when you look at the lineup, it's gorgeous. What do we change with this? And we also have young guys as well. Elliott White. We still have Xavier Edwards, Vidal Brujan, Byron Laura we picked up in the Rule 5 draft. He looks unbelievable. What are we going to do with this team? We are... Oh man, I just don't know what to do. It's just a really weird spot. I just feel like I'm literally kind of handcuffed here. Like I don't know how we could change this team and make it that much better, or like just go kind of all out and change it. So I gotta figure something out. I did give Sixto a big contract extension. I know I said I didn't want to do that. It kind of averages out to around like 19 mil a year, which isn't terrible. It is a little bit more than I anticipated, but I feel like locking him up for the future is kind of that one big contract I'm okay spending. We're gonna lose Glasnow at the end of this season, and then Yarbrough next year, which opens up 2 new spots for for starters. I just don't know where to go from there. So I'm gonna hold on to those guys in the farm system. depending on how certain players play here, if players start to fall off like Miguel Andujar or a Hernandez, then I can take some of those starters that we have and then start, you know, filling those holes that we have by making trades. So let's see how this year goes. Season 5 is now here. This is probably going to be my last draft just because I feel like that's just the best way to do it. It takes a few years for players to develop anyways. And yeah, that's the team. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. All right, final draft of the rebuild. And ooh, Oswaldo Cairo looks pretty good. Jack Sanchez, not terrible. And then Harvey Fernandez. Looks like a pretty decent closer for the future. Okay, not terrible. Overall, the drafts were pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what we were able to put up. Like, we've got some really good young prospects out of this one. So, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. We had our best season yet. Love to see it. 102 and 60 losses, taking on the winner of the wild card. So, all right. Love it, love it. We're 3rd in the league, 29th on defense. The ERA is still kind of high, but you know what? I'll work with it. I'll work with it for sure. So, looking around the league, do we have the best record in baseball? Ooh, the Padres. The Padres beat us. All right. Okay. Ford Asolin had the most runs and also the most walks. And then Yarborough. Oh, okay. Really good season from him. Hold on. Willie Castilla. This dude looks insane. The dude just gets on base. Jeez. All right. Ford is up there. Like to see it. I saw a couple other guys towards the bottom of the list as well. Miguel Andujar is there. He was a player I was actually going to keep my eye on to see if he was going to do well or not, because he was kind of on my we might get rid of him list. So Austin Meadows is up there. That's it. That was it for that. Austin Meadows led the league in RBIs. Like it. Okay. And then obviously we had those pitching accolades for Yarborough. A gold glove for Austin Meadows. Okay. And delivery man of the year for Matt Strom. Tatis edged out Austin Meadows just barely. Okay. Bryce Harper again. The Phillies are just cranking out MVPs right now. Denilson Lamet. Okay. And JT Ginn. Or Ginn? Is it Ginn? He looks really good. Okay. Garrett Cole beat out Jose Suarez and Sixto Sanchez. Batting titles there. Jimmy Yacobonis is reliever of the year. He was in 0.85 ERA and a 0.76 whip. Ew. Matt Strom was reliever of the year. And then you guys can see the rookies there. Okay. I like it. All right, so here's the team. Brent Honeywell, probably going to get traded. He's going to be a player I don't know, for a prospect or something. He's just not a long reliever, unfortunately. Sad. Andres Munoz, not coming back either. He's a free agent. We could just maybe use Honeywell to trade for a good reliever. Peter Fairbanks has been outstanding. Santos in his first year, love to see that. Edgar Garcia, I said, is one of our best relievers. I don't know why the CPU threw him in the waivers. They're crazy. Joe Jimenez was bad. Yikes. I just gave him a deal too. Ooh, that's not what I like to see. And then Matt Strom was reliever of the year for a reason. Sixto. Oof, love it. Okay, Tyler Glasnow, in your final season with the team, you did well. Yarborough's just nasty. Brendan McKay sucks. Probably going to trade him. And then Daryl Watt. Okay, I see you. Looking at some of these guys, Bitsko could definitely come up next year. Urbina might be our 5th starter, man. I don't know. We got so many good pitchers. I don't know. Ooh, this guy looks pretty good too. The walks are low, but everything else in like the 70s. He might be the guy that gets the call. Let's see. Anything else? Bitsko looks good too. So does Urbina, man. This is tough. We could get rid of McKay. We could probably get something really good for McKay and go like Bitsko, Urbina. I don't know. I got to figure it out. My brain hurts just thinking about it. So Vidal Brujan, limited appearances, but did very well. Byron Laura sucked. He was literally like, I don't know, just not great. Michael Perez, backup catcher. Wilmer Flores, whatever. And then Xavier Edwards. Yikes. Here we go. Ford is still putting up really good numbers. Great on base percentage. Wander Franco's a stud. We all know that. Austin Meadows still putting up really good numbers. We got a couple more years with him. Nate Lowe is looking really good as well. Miguel Andujar, bounce back year. We've got Andrew Webb. I'm telling you, this guy is the truth. He's looking really solid. Willy Adames is falling off a bit. He's got 2 more years. I'm going to let next year kind of be that year where we decide if we keep him or not. If it does go poorly, we'll just trade him. And then we'll let Franco go back to 3rd. And then we'll go like Vidal Brujan at 2nd. And then Tristan Casas looking pretty solid as well as that DH. And then Ronaldo Hernandez put up a good season. Really good year. Love it, love it, love it. We've got some guys down here. Definitely could make the call up soon. Elliott White. Probably should call him up. Maybe he takes over for Wilmer Flores. I think that's probably the move. But yeah, we're in the postseason for a reason. Let's go win some games. Game 1 against the Astros. And we are eliminated. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts for sure. But we definitely need to figure out this team. Cubs win the World Series. Okay, okay, okay. And what are we going to do with the team? So Yarbrough, it is a team option, but like he's been so good, man. Like he had like what, 1 bad season. I gotta keep him. He's just too good. I'm taking this option for sure. That's super cheap. Honeywell, ooh, we can decline that and save money. Don't even need to worry about trying to trade him. Glasnow's gone. Strom, can I get you for like 1 more year to be my closer? Just 1. That's all I'm asking. Just 1 more. And then I mean, he's been the backup for so long, but we do have somebody else that can be the backup. So I'm actually gonna let those guys walk. And then Matt Strom, please take that contract. Please, please, please take that contract. All right, let's figure this out. Yarbrough's gonna be the number 2. Honeywell's gone. I'm not gonna bring him back. I'm probably just gonna release him now. If somebody wants him, go ahead and take him. Where is he at? Boom. Release. He's on waivers. Boom. Okay. Let's figure out. Urbina needs to be added to the 40-man. He's going to be in the MLB squad. We said Bitsko as well. And then Gaston. Maybe Bitsko here. And then Urbina, long reliever. I like that. Okay. All right. All right. We got that. Strom didn't take the contract, which sucks. That definitely does suck a lot. But we could... Ooh, we don't really have... Ooh, this guy definitely needs to get the call up. So there's that. There's maybe our closer. We need 1 bullpen arm. There. Solves that. Boom. Got that solved. Lineup's the same. Not touching it at all. Gonna make sure we add everyone to the 40. Everybody's getting arbitration. Everybody's getting a contract. And I'm just gonna try to find a bullpen arm since Matt Strom doesn't want to hang out with us anymore. Season 6, we're starting with acquiring one of the best closing prospects in baseball, Jim Wood. 83 overall, 22 years old, looks insane. We're going to trade Kenny Gramman, who just really hasn't developed much, and also Joe Jimenez because he was garbage last year. This is where things get a little difficult because I'm thinking about trading Brendan McKay. I'm not sold on him. The thing is, like, I don't know who to trade him for. Because look at this squad. Watt, Bitsko, Goss. We've got Urbina, who I want to be the long reliever. We're going to have... I just brought in Harvey to be the closer. So what is his situation? He doesn't have any expectations. So what if we go like... What if we let Garcia go here? We rock like this, and then depending on how he does, we throw him in this spot. You know, just depending on how people do. But this is a nice looking starting rotation. We've got some good youngsters down here. I called up Manuel and Brandon McNamee, and they dropped down to like low, like 81, 80 once they went into the majors. So they're still not like MLB ready just yet. So we still have a little bit of time. I want to trade Brendan McKay for something. He's just not good, like in MLB The Show. That's just really what it comes down to. And yeah, this is the team. Not much has changed. Willy Adames down here doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to settle on this guy with the Phillies, Alonso Casillas. He looks okay. I mean, it's going to give me at least someone with trade value, along with this guy, Jimmy Chapel. I'm just using them for trade value. Realistically, I'm not going to use them, especially if we really need to make a trade. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what it's going to come down to. If we have to make a trade, we have the pieces to do it now. Already back on top of the division, 96 and 66, taking on the winner of the wild card. And okay, we won the division by 3 games against the Yankees and the Red Sox. ERA is a little high. I already know that. I had to make a change within the middle of the season in terms of sending someone down and calling somebody up. but the team average is really good. The offense is definitely like the highlight of this team, but I want to try out the new players. I want to try out some of the prospects that we have, so that's why I'm okay with like the ERA being a little bit higher than normal. Andrew Webb and Miguel Andujar had some pretty good seasons, and then Sixto Sanchez had the best whip. Miguel Andujar, okay, I think he's got like 1 or 2 years left on his deal, which could be really good for us if he continues to swing the bat like he has been. So Andrew Webb led the league in doubles. I see Austin Meadows is there as well. Home runs, anybody? We got Miguel Andujar, that was it. And then I didn't really see anybody. Oh, Andujar for RBIs as well as Andrew Webb. Okay. All right. Awards, we got a Silver Slugger. That was it. And he came second in MVP race. Morihone was the MVP on the other side, as well as Cy Young. Giolito, Sixto right behind him. Just the strikeouts were probably the main difference there. Andujar is there. Did I see it? Whoa, that guy looks good. Holy cow. Jesus. Okay. Morihone, Yelich. We've got batting titles there. Reliever of the year went to Ian Hamilton and Lucas Sims. Of course, we get rid of him, and he's really good. Of course, right? Of course. It would make sense, right? Rookie of the year went to Brett Beatty and Blaze Jordan. What a name. What a name. There we go. Here we are. Let's take a look at the team. Daryl Watt got moved to the long relief spot. I think this is his role. He had like almost a 5 ERA as a starter. I think this suits him a little bit better. Junior Santos is a great pickup for us. I'm pretty sure we traded... I forgot what we traded him for, but I remember he was pretty good. It was a good trade, clearly. Peter Fairbanks, last year of his contract, I'm not going to complain. The guy's been outstanding throughout this entire rebuild. Monty Mudd, first year, hopefully, you know, he's better next season. Hunter Harvey sucked, so I don't want to bring him back. I'm probably going to get rid of him. Jim Wood wasn't that great. And Edgar Garcia, see, I kind of had to move these around. Edgar Garcia was really good, though, so I'm happy about that. Sixto Sanchez is just our ace. Like, there's no doubt about it. Ryan Yarbrough had a good last year of his contract. I'm really happy with what he did for us, but now we got to let the young guys come in and do the job. Bitsko struggled. Goss struggled. And then Gaston, I was really hoping he was going to be good, but yeah, he struggled as well. So Urbina struggled in the long relief role. Sucks. But we've got Manuel, we've got McNamee or whatever his name is, Baz, as well as Jesus Sanchez. The thing is, we're Johnny Fader as well. Ooh, Johnny Fader. He might be the guy. I know we've got all these other guys here that look really good, but Johnny Fader might be that guy. And Dwayne Weiss as well. Ooh, that walks per nine's kind of low, but I mean, I'd be down to give some of those guys a shot. But we got to figure out what we're gonna do with all these extra arms that we clearly don't need. But we'll figure out after we take a look at our lineup. Vidal Bruin, probably his most quiet season. I have him long term on the team. He just doesn't have a spot on the team, unfortunately, and it sucks. Byron Laura, definitely better than what he did last year. Xavier Edwards, and then Anthony Siegler. Ford is just an on-base machine, the perfect leadoff hitter for us. We've got Andrew Webb right behind him doing really good things. Like, look at those attributes, man. These two guys have been unbelievable, and I'm really happy we were able to draft them. Austin Meadows, still putting up really good numbers. He's got 1 more year on his contract. I want to see how he does. Nate Lowe is good. He definitely is. He's been putting up really good numbers. He's got 1 more year of arbitration. Might as well bring him back. Wander Franco's putting up solid numbers. Miguel Andujar is still really solid as well. We've got Tristan Casas putting up really good numbers. And then Ronaldo Hernandez is falling off. Why? I don't get that. And then Willie Adames, dude, this offensive squad is unbelievable. We still got this guy. How do we get him in the lineup? And then we got Casillas. Oh boy, we got a little bit of a traffic jam going on with the positions. So here we go. Sixto versus Matt Hall. We win, and we swept them. Perfect. Let's get Sixto. Game 1 of this series. Everybody pitched really well, so really happy with it. Here we are. Boom, boom. Oh, we lost that one, really, and that one. Oh no. Oh, okay, Royals. Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt your party. Jesus, they went on to win it anyways. So, that's okay. I'm fine with that. But, yeah. Okay. Royals just came in and kicked us in the face. Jesus. All right, so Willy Adames, 1 more year. Let's pick up the option. Might as well. We're going to pick up that option. We're going to decline this one because he was garbage. And then we're going to pick up this option as well. So these 3 are going to go. Yarborough, outstanding, but the age of 35, I know he's going to fall off. And there we are. Let's keep moving forward. See what else we can do with the squad. Let's look at the budget. $4 million. I mean, we've been pretty good with the budget. I'm going to call up Johnny Fader. I think that guy's going to be a starter for us. I think Gaston's going to be sent down. So this is what I'm kind of thinking real quick. I think Fader needs to go to the bigs. I think Gaston needs to go back down to AAA. And then this is where it gets a little tough because... Alright, so my idea for the offseason, we're going to go like this. I think this is what we're going to rock with. We need a bullpen arm. We don't really have one within the team. Lineup untouched. There's no point in changing it. This team's unbelievable. And then 40-man, we're going to add White to the lineup. I just don't know who we're going to get rid of. But White does need to be added to the lineup. Or maybe we just give him 1 more season in the minors. I'm going to add Santiago as well. Arbitration already offered it to everybody. Contracts, everybody's going to get one. All right, season 7. This is 7. We're going to trade a big prospect, the slap dick prospect, Xavier Edwards and Ronaldo Hernandez for Vernon Navarro. Looks like a good prospect for the future. And the big one here is probably one of the best catching prospects in baseball, Angelo Andino. He's 27, 80 overall. He's just got good hitting stats. That's really about it. That was really about it. I'm also gonna trade. We're gonna trade our catcher and a shortstop for it. I'm also gonna make 1 more trade because we're not gonna use them, and it's just unfortunate. That's just the way it kind of panned out. And what I'm gonna look for is potentially a. So we got Wander there. He's here. Ooh, what could we use? Maybe just a bullpen arm. Let's look for a bullpen arm. Someone that is kind of good, on the fringe. It's usually it's just closers that have pretty good potential and are young. So I'm gonna see if we can find one. Someone like this guy. Boom, straight up, just like this. Gaston is fine. Yeah, we're gonna miss out on a little bit in return, but I'm okay with that. I feel like that's a pretty fair trade for us. So yeah, that's the deal I'm gonna make. Pretty simple, easy. There we go. Boom. So let's talk about the offseason because I did extend a couple contracts. Wander Franco, you guys can see for the rest of the rebuild, the last 4 years of the rebuild until 2030. And then Ford, I extended his contract as well. So we got those 2 guys locked up for the future. Andrew Webb is another player I'm going to look to try to lock up. I'm unsure about Meadows or Andujar yet, but I feel like the team, we're still pretty healthy budget-wise. We've been doing really, really well. And this off season, what else did we do? Nothing really. Nothing crazy at all. We just kind of kept the same squad. You guys can see Bitsko, Goss, Urbina. I'm gonna give him a start. I'm gonna put him in the starting lineup. We got Johnny Fader from Jamaica. We got Watt, Santos. Man, is Santos actually the setup guy? I think he is. Santiago was someone that we signed, I think in season 2 or something. And I told you guys I made him a reliever because of his stamina. He looks decent. I'm going to give him a shot. We needed a lefty in the bullpen anyways. Dwayne Weiss is here. I'm pretty sure he was a season 2 or 3 draft pick. Most of these guys have been players we've either recently acquired or kind of gone through the draft. Weiss, we just acquired Wood. He was a draft pick, I think season 1 by the Orioles. Santiago was a draft pick that I signed in free agency. Monty Mudd is a draft pick that we traded for. Watt, I'm pretty sure we signed in season 1's free agency. We got Fader we drafted, Urbina. We've been cranking out some teams out of just prospects. It's insane what we're doing here. We called up White. I think he's gonna be, yeah, he's really pushing to be in this lineup. He's got really good hitting stats. It just depends on if we keep Meadows or not, and that's where he'll slot in otherwise. But yeah, the team's looking solid. I really like the team. You guys can kind of see what we're rocking with, and I mean, maybe move Wander up there and go like this. This squad is looking solid. Very, very good. I'm interested to see where we are ranked in baseball. We're still ranked 5th. It's that defense. That defense has really got to be holding us back. I'll see you guys at the end of the year, though. All right, so we created a super team. Oh, boy, 113 and 49. Are you kidding me? Ooh, Oh, baby, look at that. Okay, 22 games above the next team. Look at that. Might be one of the best team ERAs I've ever had. Average is looking solid. And boy, oh boy, we're not even the first ranked team in this league. We're third, which is wild to think about. Like, we're insane. Let's take a look around the league. Edgar Garcia had the most saves. That's about it. That was it. So yeah, let's just keep going. Let's see what else we got here. See if there's any names that we don't really notice. But okay, that was pretty cool to see. Andrew Webb's up there with doubles and triples. Okay, what about home runs? We got anybody up there? Doesn't look like it. So we're not a home run team. There we go. I spoke English. There we are. There it is. All right, so Kyle Lewis and Julio Rodriguez with Tatis, Severino. Okay. All right, Stephen Haney. Looks really good, actually. Like, really, really good. And then let's take a look at the rest of the league. Edgar Garcia just missed out on reliever of the year. Had a really good season, though, so I'm pretty happy there. And then rookie of the year, Johnny Fader, man. Oh, okay. I love to see that. Okay. Daryl Watt in this long relief role. This is his spot. This is his spot 100%. Oof, my mouth is dry. That's why I keep like that's exactly what's happening. So Daryl Watt looking really solid here. Monty, oh wow, he looks really good. I told you guys when we signed or when we traded for him, he had really good clutch and control. We just had to boost those per nines, and look what happened. Insane. Santiago looks really good as well. He's solid. Love it. Jim Wood. Oof. And Dwayne Weiss was solid. Oh, okay. Okay. And what's 25, 24, 23, 24, 27? And then our closer is 29. And he was lights out. Ooh. Our ace is 28. He had a crazy good year. Bitsko 25. He had a solid season. JJ Goss. Look at those numbers. 26, 23 from Urbina, and those, yeah, it's a rough season, but it's still not bad. And then Johnny Fader. Oh, I love it. This team is nasty. And look who we still have down here. Manuel, who's probably upset that he's in the minors. Yeah. And then same with this guy. He's probably upset. Yeah. But and then Sanchez too. But like there's no way those guys are getting into the rotation. This rotation is unbelievable. Vidal Brujan, good season, only 20 games. Laura, pretty good year. It was okay season. It was okay, not great. Elliott White, okay. Siegler, and then Alonso Casillas. It was alright. It was okay. Look at Andrew Webb. This guy is insane. 91 overall as a leadoff hitter. You love it. Wander Franco, good year. Ford, solid season, still getting that 400 on base percentage. He needs to be the leadoff hitter, like 100%. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Austin Meadows, he has cooled off a little bit, and if I can get him for cheap, I might bring him back for one more season, but we'll wait and see. Miguel Andujar has been really hot as of late. Willie Adames is still putting up really good numbers. And like I want to keep some of these older players like Adames, like Meadows, because they're part of the Rays, you know. They've really been like the core of this team. But we have players like Elliott White who didn't really do great in the chances. I mean, actually he didn't do bad. It's just he doesn't hit for power. He's got 46 power and 45 power. But we've also got Vidal Brujan sitting on the bench, Byron Laura, Elliott White. Like we need to get some of these younger guys in the squad. Maybe one more year. I don't know. Nate Lowe, he's still putting up really good numbers. Tristan Casas is getting really good. He's 27. He's hitting the prime. Look at those numbers. Jeez. And then Angelo Andino. It was okay. I mean, a little bit better than what Hernandez was doing. And then we still have John Diaz here. Michael Gigliotti. Dude, I don't know what we're gonna do with this team, man. This is probably one of the most stacked teams I've ever had, like ever. Like I don't know what to do with it. It's just too much. So we're taking on the Red Sox, and we win that series. We're gonna get Sixto, the #1 spot, Bitsko, Goss, and Fader. Boom. Let's do this. Win. Oh no, we're not doing this. There we go. World Series time. We're taking on the Nationals. Bitsko versus, let's go like this. Yeah, let's go like that. All right. So final series here against the Nationals. World Series time. We get that win. We get that win. That one. And a nice little sweep of the Nationals to win the World Series. Let's go take a look at awards. Meadows. And Meadows is like, yo, I want to stick around the team. Don't get rid of me just yet. And I kind of have a feeling I can't. Like, he had a really good postseason. Andujar cooled off a little bit. Adames was good. Nate Lowe was a little quiet. Nate Lowe is kind of the one guy that I might let walk. We do have Casas, and he's like really good. Bitsko was lights out. Sixto, Goss, Urbina was really good too. I mean, this team is nasty. It is really, really good. So, who retired? No one on our squad. Clayton Kershaw has entered the Hall of Fame. How much does Meadows want? 23 mil a year? I can't justify that. He's so good though, but I can't do it. 24 a year is just too much. It's too much. I'm sorry. You know, 12's a little bit more, you know, like something we can work with. And then what's Adames want? 8? Ooh. 8 mil. Who we could. Wander Franco is definitely the shortstop. So as much as I love Willy Adames, I think he's like on the cusp of being like one of the best shortstops in the league, like putting his name in that category for one of the best shortstops in the league. I think we gotta let him go. He's been really good, but I mean, we have Vidal Brujan, we have Wander Franco. It's time to go. Third base is a little bit of a question mark though, because I'm thinking, well, so Vidal second. Him kind of be the platoon guy. Yeah. Okay. So let's bring back Andujar for a season. One more year. Let's go with him. Just because he's got that little bat. That bat that's just been crushing it as of late. And we'll see if he takes that. And sadly, Meadows and Adames, their time. Oh man, I feel bad, dude. I feel like let's withdraw that. And let's go with Meadows for a year. I feel like it's his send-off. Let's do it that way. Let's go big contract, your send-off. You know, this is your one and done. We're gonna let Andujar and Adames go. I feel like Meadows is a little bit more of a name for the Rays at this point. Adames is too. I know Adames is really liked in Tampa Bay, but I feel like Meadows is kind of the guy that they would probably rather keep just because of Wander Franco and Vidal Brujan and all their middle infielders that they have. So I don't think I really want to add any of those guys. If they get taken, they get taken. We don't really need them necessarily. And here we go. Let's give them, oh wait, yeah, everybody arbitration, everybody a contract. Season 8 and nothing changed. I'm not gonna lie, nothing really changed at all. I did sign a couple players to long-term deals, but that was really about it. Nothing else was too crazy, you know. Andrew Webb locked up. I'm pretty sure we did Ford last year, but yeah, nothing too crazy changed. Nothing too crazy changed. You guys can see the lineup, the pitching staff is the same. I feel like we have such a good team. There's not much to change. Austin Meadows took a 4 or 5 year deal with the Red Sox, and then we brought back Andujar. And then I let Willy Adames walk. And then what I'm going to do is probably rock like this. Vidal Brujan probably faces lefties. And then Casillas faces righties. Byron Laura's, I'm thinking maybe he's our DH versus lefties. And then Lowe's our DH versus righties. But this is the squad. It looks really, really good. Like that's really all I got to say. It's a really good team as per usual. Like nothing much has changed, and I feel like we've really put together a good squad, and that's why I didn't want to change it too much. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'll see you guys at the end of the season for season 8. So I would say another good season happened. I would say 106 and 56 won the division. I mean, oof, love to see it. All right, so we're ranked first. Good ERA, good average. I mean, I feel like a broken record at this point. I feel like I'm saying the same thing every single time because we're just that good. Andrew Webb, Elliott White, Ford Asolin, like, man, those prospects that we were able to draft are carrying us. Johnny Fader, he's got the most wins, and you love to see it. Look at that. Top 2 for averages, they actually tied. Okay. Just a little friendly competition within the club. Okay. All right. You gotta imagine like towards the end of the year where they're just like pushing each other and just kind of like messing with each other to see, you know, who's gonna get that league leading average, and then they tie at the end. Unreal. So you got Julio Rodriguez as the MVP with Andrew Webb right behind him, and whew, those numbers I'm seeing are nice. Looking at the Cy Young, Johnny Fader got second behind Adrian Morejon. We've got the batting title. The two guys won it. And then what else do we got? Any reliever of the year? Nope. Rookie of the year, Elliott White. I see that there. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. The team is looking very, very good. Daryl Watt, it looks like he's going down in rating. Maybe the CPU changed training once again. Like, it's just, I don't get it. I feel like every season I set it up and it gets changed. Junior Santos, 87 still. He's looking pretty good. Joe Santiago, man, that guy was a great pickup for us. Edgar Garcia, ooh, not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. I just paid him too. Not what you want to see. Dwayne Weiss is looking solid. And then, of course, Monty Mudd. What happened there? And then Jim Wood. I hate seeing players go down in overall. Why? Why is everyone going down in overall? Everyone's performing very well. Look at this. Urbina, yeah, he's struggling a little bit, but look at the rest of the squad. Like, why is everyone freaking out? Why is everyone dropping in overall? Everyone's doing well. Vidal Brujan hit 290 this year, 11 home runs in 72 games. Laura struggled a little bit. John Diaz had a couple games. He was meh. Dave Wheeler, and then Anthony Siegler. And then when you take a look at our actual lineup, you got Ford hitting almost 40 home runs, 116 RBIs. His OPS at 1029. On base percentage at 414. Insane. Wander Franco, quiet season. Unfortunate. Andrew Webb, really good year. You've got Tristan Casas, really good year. Nate Lowe, solid. Casillas, pretty good. He just doesn't hit for power. That's really what it comes down to with that guy. Elliott White had a 411 on base percentage. Are you kidding me? Andujar still putting up pretty solid numbers. Andino's putting up really good numbers. This team, let me tell you, between Webb, Asolin, and White, all players that we drafted, loving it. Loving it. Our budget's really healthy too. So if we need to pick up a player, we definitely could. So here we go. Postseason time. We got eliminated. Wow, really? I guess I should have went 6 though instead of Urbina. Maybe Urbina's just not the move. Maybe that's one player we could trade to pick up an actual starting pitcher that's like really, really solid. Although Casilla retired and so did Brad Zuniga, but we weren't using them anyway. So Monty Mudd, it says he's going down. I'm still gonna pick up his option. Nate Lowe still putting up really good numbers. I'm gonna give him another. Let's go 1 year. I'll give him 1 year, and then Miguel Andujar at 34. I'm gonna call it there. That was it. That's his last season with the squad, and now 40 man. I'm gonna add Jimmy Chappelle. It might be Chappelle. We got Lambert there, who's a good reliever. Bailey, who's a good reliever. So if we really needed to, we don't need to. I don't know what I'm talking about. We don't need to get rid of anybody in the bullpen. The starting lineup is still, or the starting rotation is really good. We do need a third baseman. I'm thinking about giving Brujan I don't know actually. Maybe Casillas to third, Brujan to second, just like for good. Alrighty, so we're in season 9. We're acquiring that first baseman that I keep mentioning, Willie Castilla. We don't really need Julio Rodriguez. I would love to get Julio Rodriguez. Could I get Julio Rodriguez? I could. Oh boy. Do you have a pitcher that is just like somewhat okay on a somewhat friendly contract that we can bring in and make this deal work? It doesn't look like it. We don't really need an outfielder. I'm going to take Willie Castilla. I'm going to keep Urbina. We're going to trade Nate Lowe and Vernon Navarro. And boom, there we go. I considered trading Urbina, but I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, he's only 25. Like, he could still develop. And I'm hoping he does. That's really what it comes down to. We're still in spring training, so I'm actually going to try to extend some contracts. Let's see here. Whose needs extending? Whose needs extending? I think Castilla does, right? Yes. So what about... I mean, whatever. We're not going past this year, so... Oh, we got one more year after this. But I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I think that's the only one I wanted to really mess with. The pitching staff was really solid last year, so I'm not going to freak out about it. Urbina was really like the only eyesore. And we do have those other guys that are chilling in in AAA, but eh. So let's go take a look at the squad. See what we got. Urbina, no. What about something like this? Yeah, I'm down with that. I don't want Roa up, so I'm gonna send him down. Like, he doesn't look bad, but he just doesn't look good. And we are gonna call up... Who do we got here that we could call up? Diaz. And then that should be the team. We're gonna rock with... You know what? Let's go Watt. Let's just throw him here. Did we lose somebody? Did we lose somebody? Santiago, Lambert. Did we lose a closer that I just didn't realize? Okay, let's just call up Fredrickson then. And then who's up here that should just be sent down? I don't think this guy's gonna be good. I really don't. So if a team picks him up, so be it. We're gonna rock like that. Boom. Here we go. We're gonna throw him here. Who did we let go? I'm missing somebody. Weiss. How did he do last year? He was good. Why did I not pick that up? Oh. Okay. Let's get Weiss back in there. I can't believe I didn't realize that. Let's get Weiss back in there. I was like, where did he go? Boom. And then we'll send him back to AAA, and we might call him up next year depending how things go. And I think we're set. We got to make sure that the minor league roster is full, but yeah, the team is good. Willie Castilla joins the squad. He's gonna be a really good hitter for us. And yeah, no, Tyler Frank, no. Chris Torres we picked up in the Rule 5 draft. But yeah, this is the squad. Boom, there we are. I like it. This team has been unbelievable this entire time. I'm surprised we haven't won one more World Series. Budget is a little tight. Obviously, adding Willie Castilla was kind of like a no-no. We really shouldn't have done that. I'm starting to drift away from the whole be a money ball rebuild. Like 22 million for 6 though is a lot. Andrew Webb as well. You know, 25 for Willie Castilla. I am really starting to drift away from everything that I said I was going to do, but it's the last season. That's why I'm kind of doing it, or the penultimate season. That's why I kind of did it. So see you guys at the end of it. Another division win, but it wasn't pretty. 91-71, taking on the White Sox in the division series. Yikes. That's not good. We're still ranked first, and I mean, the team stats are looking pretty good, but I mean, I guess a lot of the divisions were pretty similar. So, I mean, I guess it's not terrible, but I definitely expected better. Elliott White, you know, Ford, those guys are killing it still, as expected. I mean, these guys have been unbelievable. Like, just crazy good throughout this entire thing. So, I mean, should we expect anything different? And then we take a look at the awards. Silver Slugger and Hank Aaron. Okay. Ford's in the mix for... He hit 367, but he was in the mix for MVP. Unfortunately, he didn't win it. He won the batting title, which is good to see. Jim Wood, reliever of the year, love that. And then rookie of the year, nothing. I thought about trading for Alvin Guzman, but in the end, I decided against it. And let's take a look. Interesting. All right, Daryl Watt. First bad season, but we'll see if we keep him. Junior Santos struggled once again. Santiago was decent. Edgar Garcia, maybe he's starting to fall off, unfortunately. But actually, no, not unfortunately, because we have this guy down here. Fredrickson looks really good, so he'll come up and replace Garcia. Garcia has been really good up until the last couple seasons. Weiss is good. Monty Mudd, whatever it is. Jim Wood, really good too. So everybody in the bullpen besides Garcia was like really solid. JJ Goss, outstanding. Fader, really good. Bitsko, Urbina struggled once again, but like he's slowly improving. And then Sixto's still solid too. So we've really developed a really good pitching staff here, and it kind of fits with the whole situation that the Rays do, is that they just know how to create pitchers out of nothing. Like, it just seems like no matter what they do, they've always got a really good pitching staff. So Elliott White, really good year. Willie Castilla, kind of his most quiet season since entering the bigs. Maybe he's not a two-hitter. Probably makes sense. Ford was good. Casas was really good. He just struck out a lot. 205 times is a lot. Andrew Webb is really solid. Wander Franco is really starting to cool off. You hate seeing that. He's only 27. Our catcher had a good year. Casillas, ooh. Huh. And then Vidal Brujan, yikes. Elliott White was good. I mean, some of these players that I really want better seasons from didn't really give it to us. So I hate seeing that. But facing the White Sox, and there we go. All right. Now the Mariners, and we advance. Okay. It got a little sketchy there at the end. We're going to be taking on the Dodgers. I'm going to leave it as is. I have faith in my pitching staff to get us the victory in the World Series, and we get defeated, but at least we made another World Series, and things are looking pretty solid. So, okay. Mike Trout finished with 639 home runs and a 307 average for his career. Freddie Freeman also retired and made the Hall of Fame. So Tristan Casas, I'm going to give him one more year. That $5 million option is super cheap. Sixto, he's been falling off. I hate saying it, but I'm going to decline it. 24 million is a lot too. So Vidal, what do you want? 26? Oh man, and you just came off your worst year of your career. Ooh, you know what? Sorry, bud. Yeah, can't do it. Just can't. It's too much money. I gotta be smart about it this time. So, what do we have here? So now we need a third baseman. I don't think we have anybody. Unless I move Casas to third, which probably could. He's got the arm to do it. I'd be down to do that. Oops, nope. There we go. Yeah, let's do that. Move him to third. Yeah, okay. That works. Yeah, that works. Perfect. 40-man, we'll add Todd. Maybe those two pitchers as well. Everyone's going to get arbitration. I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to do with Urbina. Might trade him for like a really good pitcher. Contracts, everybody. And then looking at the lineup, Casas goes to third, and then we need a DH, which, I mean, could be any of these guys that we have here. Probably Laura. Just rock like that, and then try to figure out what we want to do with this last spot. Could go to Watt. Could go to one of the other two guys that have been kind of trying to get into the rotation for quite some time. We've got Chappelle. We've got Sanchez, Manuel, and then also this guy, which maybe this guy. Maybe we just give it to him. Say, all right, man, it's your shot. I'm giving it to you. Take advantage of it. We'll see how it goes. Garcia's not coming back. I think he's got one more year. We'll trade him and then just try to figure out a player for him. And then we'll let the other closer that we have, Fredrickson or something like that, come up. So that's the team. We'll go to the final season. Already last season, big trade for a pitcher. Richard Chu. I don't know where he's coming from, but he's been pretty good the last couple seasons. He's got arbitration for the next couple of years as well. I'm going to trade Roberto Manuel, Darren Lambert, and Daryl Watt. Those three are going to be gone. Whew. I was thinking about that trade for way too long. This is what our pitching staff is going to look like. Maybe like that. We have Garcia here. I already let go of Junior Santos, who's been good. I'm gonna bring him back. I kind of regret letting him go now. And we're gonna let go of, what was it, Edgar Garcia? Yeah, we're gonna release him. Boom. another thing is the CPU made Freddie Fredrickson a waiver player, which is kind of annoying because I want him in my bullpen, and he would be the last spot. He would go right in that opening right there, and that would be my bullpen right there. I'm pretty sure what's his face got added, right? No, he didn't. He didn't. So we need to send Roa down. Where'd he go? Santos, there he is. We'll add him to the 40-man. And we'll send down Roa. And then the lineup should be good like this. There it is. We even kept Michael Brosseau throughout the entire thing. Byron Lora, Chris Torres, who we got last year in the Rule 5 draft, and then Anthony Siegler. Boom. Squad is intact. I'm liking it. Do we have someone that hits righties a little bit better? We'll just go Byron Lora. We'll give him the shot. Boom. I'm going to change up the way the team looks, though. Actually, yeah, wait. Yeah, we're going to go like that. Yeah. Perfect. I love it. I love this team. This team has been a lot of fun to put together. Budget-wise, I did get a little crazy towards the end. I know I did, but it was really worth it. I really wanted to keep kind of those prospects and those young pitchers that we've had, and we did it. So I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to simulate the last season, and I'll see you at the end of it. So we're going to finish off this season and this rebuild on a high note, a 106-56 record. I think that's like the second or the third time we've done that. Let's take a look. Won the division by 15 games. Again, we're first in the league. Really good team ERA and average. And looking around the league, we really ran away with it in terms of the best win and loss record. Well, record. That's what that is. Jeez, what is wrong with me? Andrew Webb. We've got Willie Castilla. Those two really took off with a lot of things. And then Jim Wood had the most saves. I'm really happy with the team we put together. I know I sound like a broken record, but this was a lot of fun. Normally, I kind of just sign a lot of free agents. I kind of go crazy with trades, but with this one, I mean, we kind of just went with what we were given. You know, a lot of prospects, a lot of letting players develop, and it was fun. It was different, and it was, like I said, it was just a lot of fun, and it was really enjoyable to kind of switch it up and do something that I normally don't do. Normally, I just kind of go all out. Did I really just see Brendan McKay as a Cy Young winner? Always happens, right? But it's always fun to just try something different, because normally I kind of go all out with the free agency trade, and then the trades, and then the this, and then the that, and I don't really go about letting players that we already have develop, and then also drafting players and then developing them. I normally don't do that, and this time I did, and it paid off. Like, yeah, we weren't winning every single year a World Series, but we were actually able to put together a really strong team. We made a couple trades for some prospects that really improved the team as well, and pretty happy with the squad. Like, really happy with what we were able to come up with. And I mean, like, look at this team, man. This is insane what we did. I mean, everybody's pitching well. Everybody was doing what they had to do, and yeah, I like this one. This was a lot of fun. This was a little different. This 10-year rebuild, yeah, it was a good one. I mean, this Elliott White, Ford Asolin, and Andrew Webb combo was absolutely deadly, and I love it. It is, oh man. Talk about 3 of the best prospects I've probably ever had on a team, and 3 of the best prospects I've probably ever drafted for a team. Whew. That was a good one. You know, even this catcher was pretty good. And then you got like Alonso Casillas, who we traded for. Byron Lora is finally starting to pop off. You know, it's just, this is a good team. I really like it. So let's get into this final postseason, taking on the Tigers, and we win. Okay, Urbina, give us this win. Boom, another win, another one, and we're on to the World Series, taking on the Reds. Let's go take a look at the Reds lineup just to kind of get an idea of what we're coming up against. There we are. JP Crawford, Parker Meadows. We got Alec Boehm. Okay, all right. Let's see what their pitching staff is like, because that team was good, but I mean, okay, that's a pretty strong team. Yeah, you know what? It's not bad. I definitely feel like we should win, but it's not bad. Let's get Goss, Bitsko, and then Chu, And then Fader's been part of the team, so we got to get him in there. So Goss versus Lodolo, we get that victory. Love it. Bitsko versus Roberts, another victory. Chu Stever, lost that one. I have faith in Fader. What? Urbina. There we are. And one more. Boom. We lost. No. We lost. Oh, man. That's all right. That's all right. I'm still really happy with the team. I mean, look at it. We lost the World Series. We lost the World Series. Lost ALDS. Won World Series. Lost ALCS. Like, we're just a crazy good team. And unfortunately, we just weren't able to bring it home for that last year. But I hope you did enjoy it. Thumbs up if you did. The 10-year Tampa Bay Rays rebuild. Whew. I tried to keep it as Moneyball as possible up until like those last 2-3 years, but it gets tough. It gets tough. And then, of course, I wanted to keep that core that we kind of built together. So I hope you did enjoy it. Thumbs up if you did. Of course, in the comment section, if you see a team that you want done for the next 10-year rebuild, click the like button on that video, or on that thumbs up on that comment. So if you see like the Cubs or the Reds or whatever it is, click a thumbs up on that comment, and whoever has the most thumbs up, I'll do that team next. That's really about it, guys. I'm going to leave you with 2 videos on screen now. Of course, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.